Don't ever think that you can't do something, because if you have that attitude that you can't do something, well, then you might not be able to do it. But if you have the attitude where you can do it, you're going to do it. It might take you more than once to get it. Once you get it, keep doing it like wood spirits, progression. The more that you're going to do like myself, the more that you're going to do, the better that you are going to get. And I promise you that. So I think I had a good reason for sleeping in today. There's a toilet. Anyways, I didn't know what I was going to carve. I want to carve something. Then I seen this big piece of cottonwood bark I found on the beach a couple weeks ago. This is the widest piece of bark I've ever carved. It's 7 inches across. It's 2.5 inches thick. And it's like 2.5 feet tall. And, well, I'm going to do a gnome home. This is probably going to be a video series, so there's going to be a bunch of different gnome homes in here. I don't think I'll be able to get this all in one day, because I don't think I'm going to be able to carve this massive piece of bark in one day. What I'm going to do, and I suggest everybody does it, if you know you're going to carve I know I'm going to carve this whole thing. Okay, it's going to be clean. And all gnome homes and different things, maybe little wood spirits or faces, little things inside there. Here is my Fordham SR series, okay? I'm going to use this with a brand new Kutzall burr on here to clean up the whole outside of the wood. I don't think I need you to film that, because cottonwood bark, especially stuff I find on the beach, could be very shaly. I don't know but you see those little cracks? I got to see how far those cracks extend in. So that's why I'm going to clean the whole piece and see what I actually really have to work with. My Fordham is the industrial series, okay? It's a square drive flex shaft. Let me hold on a second. So when you go to the Fordham site, you normally buy your Fordham. I like the SR series the best. It's the fastest. There's the red one that has more torque, but I like faster better. This is the square drive. When you normally buy it, you'll get the key drive. The square drive, because I break too many key drive flex shafts, I upgraded to the square drive. So when you upgrade to the square drive flex shaft, yes, it fits on the Fordham SR. So, here's the flex shaft, right? You have to get the handpiece that's square drive also. You can't use this key drive. So when you upgrade to the square drive, make sure you get the handpiece. And yes, they do. Here's a square drive. You can't see inside there. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if you can see inside there, but that's square drive too. Yes, you can get the hand pieces for the 1/8 burs too. So those are both square drive. So anyways, what I'm going to run around and do is clean up this cottonwood bark. And like I said, if you break lots of flex shafts, maybe you want to put out some extra money and get yourself the square drive. I do think on the Fordham site, they sell that Fordham SRs with the square drive as a kit. You might want to contact Fordham. And yeah, so anyways, carry on. I'll get this done. And before I start carving, aka cleaning, I got my little snowman in the mail today, Sean from Pen on Fire. I won this on Sean's giveaway. Thanks, Sean. I told you to keep it to save yourself money on the shipping, but you shipped it anyways to me. So I'll have this hanging up next year, and I appreciate all your kindness and keep up the great videos. Everybody's got a YouTube channel called Pen on Fire. He's a big part of the community. And thanks again, Sean. Glad you signed your piece. Okay, so I went and filled up my coffee when I was done this. Not that you guys care, but I felt like I needed to share. So, I got the whole piece cleaned up. And this is just my opinion, right? Even for chainsaw carving, if you're planning on carving the whole piece, take your time, clean the whole piece before you do any carving, because then you can see the signs of danger. Then you can see what's hiding below the bark for chainsaw carving or even Dremel carving, and you can see what's truly happening. So here I can see there's some deeper cracks down here. So those are signs of danger. I do have a chance of pieces flying off with this, but that's okay. We'll just CA glue them back on. So that's a huge sign of danger right here, this crack. You can see it goes all the way across. So that I don't know how deep and farther it will go. We'll just have to see. Let's see the other side. So you got a sign of danger here. You can see there I kind of just beveled it out, tried to go deeper. I said, okay, that's enough. And I don't know. You'll actually, even though it kind of sucks to do, to clean the whole piece off, you'll save yourself time in the long run, because when you get into the carving with the Dremel and the smaller detailed bits, you won't have to clean it. It's already clean. It's an open slate. It's an open ball field. We're going for the Grand Slam on this one. It might not be a day carving because this cottonwood is also wet, and wet cottonwood equals fuzzy cottonwood. And my least favorite thing to carve is wet wood that's fuzzy. Hate it. Even dry maple's fuzzy. That's why I hate it so much. So now's the time. You sit back, drink your coffee, and decide what you want to draw on the piece. Maybe I should just flip it over into a huge wood spirit. A lot easier. It's always easy to revert back to wood spirits. Yep. Well, I might have to drink a couple coffees because I'm just struggling with the vision today. I don't see a vision. I don't see the vision. Okay, so up top here, I got this line going all the way down. It kind of stops here, and then it'll go down like this. I thought I'm going to do a waterfall kind of in the middle of the piece. My good friend Ben at Studio on the Lake there, his YouTube channel, you guys should check it out. He does really neat ones of these whimsical houses and stuff like that. So, and he paints them, and Ben, there he is, the Stinky Sock, Ben Studio on the Lake. That's his YouTube channel. You guys might want to head over there and check it out. He's got some awesome videos, and it's my favorite YouTube channel, along with Just Carve Rob, not shop. So if you friggin' YouTube Studio on the Lake, you'll find Ben, and if you YouTube Just Carve Rob, you'll find Just Carve Rob. They're both knife carvers too, whittlers. Also, I want to say what Ben would do with this, he would just pull out his grinder and a flap disc and clean this up way quicker. I'm not set up to do that here. If I wanted to take it to my chainsaw shop, I would have and used my grinder and a flap disc to clean it up a lot quicker than the Fordham. Anyways, carry on. So I think what I'm going to do is start off carving this channel a bit deeper. The struggle is real, people. The struggle. It looks like a toilet seat sitting here, doesn't it? I still got a chainsaw carve a toilet seat. Here it comes. So what I'll be using is my Kutzall Extreme Flame Burr with the Dremel Flex Shaft and a Dremel 4000. You guys want to get these Kutzall burrs? Go to the description down below. There's a little area. A whole menu will open up. It will take you to the Kutzall site, and you can save yourself 5% if you use the code CFusion. Hi, Liz. Maybe it will help if I turn my Dremel up max. So I've done a bit of carving. That's what I'm talking about, danger. That's a screwdriver in there. It's all about depth. It's all about depth. So I've done a lot of carving without filming because, well, at this point, I'm just trying to save the piece, and it takes some concentration to make everything connect, right? Like, where's a roof gonna be? What's a roof gonna be? Where's the bricks gonna be, or the wood's gonna be and stuff, So take your time figuring out what's gonna go where. You can even pre-draw it out on a piece of paper, but this piece has brought challenges because all the cracks in it and pieces that come off. Where I just showed you with the screwdriver, these are all the pieces that just broke off of it, right? Sometimes you have to get in there really deep, and that's what carve deeper means. Just like carve away this bullshit, like just keep at it and don't give up. So let me get this mess cleaned up, and I'll be right back. Okay, so each video I think needs to have a purpose, not just like, oh, look what I'm carving. You guys can do this too. Some of you might struggle with the roofs. If you look at my roof here, it's not that. Like I drew it on like right here. Okay, so I drew it on like this and like this. So it's only that thick. But I slope it back so you can see more shingles. So if you look at this, okay, so here's I drew these rocks on for later. So it's going to have ground here and there's going to be rocks or whatever here. This is a roof. Okay, so just draw it on so you know it's going to be a roof. These are going to be rocks here because the waterfall is going to come down here and then sit in a little pool up here and then come down, then carry on down this roof and right down here. It's just about having imagination. And there'll be like a little door here because they have to have a friggin' thing to sit on, but they don't have to. Like they have to have a little pad for their door, but they don't have to because I can put my door right here that way if I wanted to. Doesn't matter. It's all, this is just fantasy. It's whatever you come up with, it works. But I want to, so this is the house here, and here's a big roof. Like I could have cut it, made the house way higher, and the roof, like, sorry, let me slow down here. I could have drawn the roof like this, and then sloped it back so you see the shingles. So what I want to talk about is this whole thing is going to be a roof because I like the look of the shingles on these houses. I don't know if these are going to be stones or boards or whatever I'm going to have for the houses yet. But let's do here. We got a center line here. So we'll put our center line down. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to see how deep it is in here. I'd say it's a good 1.5 inches. Okay, 1 inch. I might have to carve deeper. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to slope this roof back this way. So it's going to be like, not like this. I'm going to slope it back and then bring these shingles out. So that way, when you look at it straight on, you'll see all shingles here, right? Same with this. I don't know if I'm explaining it properly, but it's going to be sloped back, not straight on, but it's going to be sloped back this way, like my hand right now, so you see the shingles. I'll do a live carving quick. I'm not going to do the shingles. This is going to be maybe a 4-part video because I got to let this dry out. You guys can see that dark stuff there? That is soaking wet. Soaking wet. What's that? Looks like a rock there, but it's not. See how fuzzy it is too? So that's what I'm going to do, slope this roof back now. One more good thing too. When you're carving fantasy, it doesn't have to make sense. Does that make sense to you? It does not have to make sense. Nothing needs to. So this is going to be a rounded roof. The shingles will carry across here. When I'm done, you'll see. Doesn't have to make sense. Nope. So what I want to do is I want to push this back where I'm tapping and make it flush within here and carve deeper and make this the highest point. So it's like that. I know I keep repeating myself, but sometimes it gets tricky, right? So turn the fan on. Push the tip farther back, like the top of the roof. Okay, see, now you can see the whole roof when you're looking at it straight on. Okay, now let's stop and look at it. So there you can see, it's like now you can see the roof from front on because you sloped it back. It doesn't need to be so big. So now this will be another video, but my shingle lines will be right here, right? It's good to mark it on so you know these are going to be shingles on there. But you see how you can see them? This will be a wood spirit chimney up here. Larry Dibb's idea. Now I got to draw the other houses on for the rest of this piece, and I guess, well, I'll be back. Let's see here. might as well still keep running. So these are going to be rocks here, right? Let's see. I know I get carried away sometimes. I apologize. So rocks are going to be here, somewhere like that. So the next house, let's make a roof up here. Also, I try and stagger the roof so they're never like roof down here, up here, then one up here. So they're never the same. So I'll show you. So this roof is going to be like right here. See how I drew it on a lot smaller than I drew that one on? It's okay because I'm going to carve on this. I'm going to carve on this side of the line and remove some of the house, make the house deeper so the roof has an overhang like this, right? And then I'm going to carve on this side of the roof and push this back. The deeper that I push this back, the more slope I can get to see the roof. So let me do that. I know it gets confusing and I struggle with sometimes explaining things. So, but I'll show you. I'm going to carve deep on here, deep on the house side, deep on this side, and then get the roof to pop off. And it will be square. Then we'll slope it back. I'll show you. I'll just do it. Get it done. Okay, so there you can see I got the roof just carved in square. And you guys can do this any which way you want. This is kind of the way I do it. And I'll just taper it back. And take it. You know, just because you see me carving in a rush does definitely not mean that you need to carve in a rush. The slower that you the more time that you take, the better job that you'll do, right? So that's really all there is to it. Don't ever think that you can't do something, because if you have that attitude that you can't do something, well, then you might not be able to do it. But if you have the attitude where you can do it, you're going to do it. It might take you more than once to get it, but once you get it, and keep doing it like wood spirits, progression. The more that you're going to do like myself, the more that you're going to do, the better that you are going to get. And I promise you that. Now, let me clean up this mess and I'll be right back. It's a messy one. Okay, so there's the roof. It was one square. I just sloped it back and there's your roof. Now, when you look at the piece, you can see all the shingles, right? They're not hidden. This has been a very challenging carve for me. I'm not going to lie. I carved it in 2.5 hours. There's still lots more to go. Because why it was challenging? Because pieces like this would fall off. You know, keep your little pieces like this too, because you could like make little signs if you want to have like shop signs hanging off the buildings or whatever. So that's going to be it for this one. So let's give you a close-up of it. I just kind of I don't know if I'm going to undercut this to make this house stick in front of this house. Another thing that was, let me hold on a second here. Another thing that was tricky, I had to remember where the water was coming, right? So it comes all the way down here. Sorry about lighting. Comes all the way down here. And right here, it goes, see right there, it's going to go underneath that roof and come out under here. So like, it will stop here. Then come out here, come down here, down here. There's a little pool right here. And the water will come down and then travel down this roof and down here. I might even make a little hole so it kind of comes down. A little trickle of it comes down here too. I'm not too sure if I'm going to epoxy the waterfall. I'll think about it and I'll process it. I got to let this dry off. You can see here, I had to carve a lot deeper, soaking wet. So it's been a super challenging piece, and I'm going to let this dry off for a couple days, and then we'll. Oh boy, there's lots of like I gotta do all the wood burning. I'm not a huge fan of doing wood burning because I'm lazy, but imagine all the wood burning with my wood burning pen that I gotta do on this. The shingles, the wood, the rocks. Thanks for the snowman, Sean. Carry on, everybody. Hope you learned something from this video. I don't know. I did. Don't carve shilly cottonwood bark, but this piece was so big I had no choice. I had to. See you on the next one. This will probably be a 3-part or 4-part series.